Before we leave, let us also show you what kind of coverage the Western media has been focusing on. Let's talk about Al Jazeera, a platform that considered itself as a beacon of truth, a beacon of functions and information that is not usually found in and around the world. This is basically what the headlines on their website is all about today. Nothing about POK. And look at the BBC as well, completely ignorant of what's happening over here. They have Greta Thunberg, who's been arrested for illegally trying to trespass into Gaza. And this is the focus for the BBC as well. No idea, complete ignorance and avoidance when it comes to the concerns and the tribulations that the people of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir are facing. The Washington Post, once again, a mouthpiece, but not for the people who are downtrodden. It is not doing anything to support or even bring out, some of the other issues outside of Gaza that exist today. And several countries, including India, are dealing with them for decades now. But these platforms continue to ignore them, even when there is a protest like this going on. The New York Times, once again, has been bad-mouthing India for a very, very long time. But they continue to talk about Gaza, they talk about Philippines. In fact, they are talking about smartphones and Sudan, but not a word of what is happening in POJK. It perhaps does not even feature under their radar. It's not a saleable news to them. It is not something that goes with their rhetoric. And CNN, once again, is talking about Israel all the time. There are, stabbings being reported, a stabbing being reported in a synagogue in Manchester, UK. But here we are talking about a couple of dozen people who are dead, 200 civilians who have been injured. No hospital is in fact letting them in because of state suppression. And all they can do is talk about shallow news, which really does not make much of a difference to the people living in India and perhaps even the rest of the world. Fox News, of course, a mouthpiece for the Blues, the Republican Party. They are always focused on Trump. They're always supporting what he thinks is to be done. And that's exactly where, this kind of a media has failed. If you are going to be supporting causes in pockets, then obviously you're not doing your job well. The China Daily, again, sports is their headline. They continue to, in fact, commemorate and congratulate the victories, the small victories that China has, in fact, focused on at this point in time, but not a word on what's happening in POJK. So this obviously is a disappointing set of affairs. The Global Times, again, mouthpiece of China, not a word on what's happening. They, of course, covered Gaza. They have covered other stories. Of course, the death of Jane Goodall is also something which has been covered. But when are we going to see this kind of a news make headlines throughout the Western media and the other media in the world? That's the big question. The Xinjiang Net, another popular platform, not a word on POJK, still continued and replete with shallow news. Well, we'll continue to track this news. This is a developing story. There is going to be a ton of updates which we're going to have for you as they keep coming. We'll take a short break now. Be right back.